Good morning. Welcome to my trading room. About ready to get open as usual. Scratch. Two minutes. A Huey is throbbing. Throbbing the hood. Got a 17 win streak going. It's pretty cool. Got a modest mouse in my head this morning. Think they're cool. Bringing it up and then trying to break this downtrend here. We got interesting contango market. The BSL is up at 25, just under 25, and the SSL is at 769. So the bears have it pushed down pretty hard, and the bulls are holding on to their positions at 25, being hoping that it's going to come back. Pretty funny. Okay. Well, they tried to take the moving average, and it failed. Whoops. And the bulls are underwater again. This structure right here, failing on that support hold. They did reclaim. They reclaimed the DCA levels, so we're back into the range. And going to the bottom. We just cleared liquidity there, but it's not really there. We're up at in this area. Any moment we could really just expect a rocket ship, but it's kind of tough to say. Look at yesterday. Definitely found support in this area from yesterday morning. I took it up. I could see it. But the bulls are really in trouble. They're underwater. It's bearish. bearish market today so far. Bulls are stuck at 24,666 where they belong. Can they hold it? Looks like it. Nice little bounce. Trying to trick me. Expecting like 764 probably. Woo. And there we go. Bulls are just going crazy. Look at that, huh? Damn it. Go. All right. It's a spooky one. We're probably going to get a nice run here, but it came back and took our runner out already. So, but at least we got a little bit of runner profit this time. Woo! So I was hoping to really get a nice run off that runner, but it'll probably go without me because it's just so fucking crazy. All right. Hey, Catherine. Thanks. 18 win streak. I'm a trading legend, Huey says. Dang, that was so close. It was literally like a quarter or a point away from getting stopped. I guess I should have known better, because the market's just so volatile and crazy right now. Off the morning open and this huge bullish push and stuff that figured that they would probably 11.75 stop is just a little bit too close for comfort in this environment. But I followed my rules. I was very thankful. I followed my rules. I didn't move my stop even though I wanted to. But then I looked at it and I'm like, all right. I saw that there was potential for an upside move. I definitely did see that. And so I was like, well, I have to protect myself. I'm not going to move my stop. I entered in short, so I should deal with it. And I did. This thing's going to fucking tank. By the way. I don't think there's any way that they're going to hold this up, but I could be wrong, but this thing is got such thin structure that we might see Black Friday kick off from right here. We got about, depending on how fast this is, less than 5 minutes before this thing dumps. They really have to hold it up here. Up at 24,800. This is a critical moment. This if they can't bring it up here, they are going down hard. Come on, go. Well, they kept it up, so they're safe for now. How long did it take me for that one? Let's see. See if we got any. All right, cool. We got some trade history. I worked on the journal yesterday that I was talking about, and have a nice working prototype. Let us see. See if I can bring it up and show you. No, I can't show you just yet, but maybe a little bit. Trading journal. I think. Yeah, journal reviewer. All right, so I got about 15 points more than yesterday's trade, which is the fact is that I adjusted my stop to my second stop was a trailer, and thankfully I did. Because yesterday this happened. This is where I took the trade right on the top of this big greenie. it stopped. The green stopped. It pulled back, found support on the DCA, the top of the DCA zone, and then pulled back up, and I saw a wick above where it stopped. So yesterday, right at this exact time, maybe 5 minutes later, it was the exact same pattern where it pushed, made a whippoorwill, and this is a whippoorwill on the short-term chart, very clear, and it stopped. So then I waited for that high to be broken, and then I sold it, and I tried to go for my stop, but I couldn't get it, and then put me in a profit, and then it went farther than 12 at 12 ticks, or at 12 points. My stop goes to break even, and puts me at 7 points in profit, or no, it puts me into 7 points in profit. As soon as 12 points hits, it puts me 7 points in, and it came right back up and stopped me out. So, but at least I got like 4.25 points on that runner per account. So, pretty cool. It worked out, and yesterday I didn't have that because I thought I was using the right scheme, because I worked out this new risk management profile where all my trades are like programmed into Sierra charts. So all I have to do is enter, and then it places all my stops and has it triggered, the trigger on the programming. So like when that trigger happens, it moves my stop into 7 points into profit. And yesterday I was using the programming that would put my runner at break even, and so I lost 2.5 points per account on that, because the slippage, it was such a forceful move back up that my stop triggered like 2 points past my break even. But in this case, it went 12 points and triggered my stop to move me 7 points into profit, and then I got like 3 points of slippage on the stop. So at least I captured a little bit of profit off of that. And now I'm following my rules 100%. It's exactly what I had laid out. And I had best intentions yesterday morning, but I was using the wrong programming. And so when I did journal my trade, I had marked it as being not following the rules, because I didn't follow the rules. So just got to be honest with yourself. Even if it was a mistake, even if I didn't know it and I thought that I was doing it, the fact is that I had forgot about that part, and I thought I was following the rules, but it turns out I wasn't. So today I captured 4 points on that last contract instead of losing 2.5. So the bulls are just kind of grinding right now, and it's really, I'm not going to say it's bullish. They're just grinding, and they're leaving really weak structure behind. Like, this thing is weak as fuck. They decided to like just rip it up, and they're not really caring about the structure that they're building on the way up. So they're just ripping it up. It's going up, and those support touches that you would normally see before a huge push aren't happening. And to me, that's weak structure, because they hadn't tested any of the levels on the way up. I mean, there are some tests, but for the most part, it's just the straight grind up. And I'm expecting a violent bearish reaction eventually. And I had said, the liquidity is really strange, because so they have a lot of trap shorts down here, and they you could see this structure where they were trying to short it. These are the beginnings of a big bearish push, right? because you know, you see this trend, but then look at these little guys, right? And then you get the push, right? Okay, so like imagine that as being like these, and this is the hallmark of a bear trap. So you have all these shorts trying to send the market down, and they got stopped 3 times, and now they're trapped. They're trapped. And the liquidity was up at 25,000 at the beginning of the market in the morning, and then as it started like tanking on this last one here, some bulls had dumped, and now the liquidity is right here at 24,860. So if you imagine that most of the time the liquidity is not in this direction. We have short liquidity on the top of the market and bullish liquidity on the bottom of the market, right? That makes sense. But in this case, the short liquidity is down here, okay, and the bullish liquidity is here, and the market has pushed it up to the point where the bullish liquidity that was just hanging out up here, they were like, no, we're fine. You know, we're just gonna wait to get rescued, and you know that's typical. That's typical bullish bullshit. Okay, you enter in up here, and then the market hurts you, and you're like, oh, it'll come back. Okay, there are people in this world that can survive a dump like this, being long. I'm not one of them, but there are plenty of people that can. So, like, in this case, they're just hanging out up here. They're like, okay, well, the market dumped. I'm sure it'll be back. And, you know, they're right. This is exactly what I call a well of pain, because when you're stuck up here and it'll just come down and fuck with you incessantly to try to get you to dump your shit, you know, and so now they're rescued, and the market, the price is above bullish liquidity, and the short liquidity is down here, and they're trapped. So this is why we have such a bullish reaction here, is because the bulls got rescued this morning, and so now they could really do some damage, because the shorts are like, well, what the heck? I'm just gonna hang out here. So it's the exact same situation, but in reverse. And until this liquidity reverses itself, you know, I don't see ICT talking about how liquidity reverses. He's just like, oh, south side's right here, blah blah blah. You know, but I see the actual picture. Like, liquidity is flipped, and I've never once heard ICT talking about liquidity being flipped like that. Never. But it is. And that's why we're getting this bullish reaction. How they got up here is another story. But the interesting part is it's flipped. So this trade this morning that I made almost $400 on, it took 26 seconds, and that is 9 seconds longer than the trade from yesterday that I made almost $400 on. So I've done about 42 seconds of execution in the past 2 days and made $800. Can't beat that. I'm not going to say work, I'm going to say execution, because the work behind getting to this point has been a lifetime shoved into a few years. So, and you know, I have been working really hard on other things, and I'll be able to show you that on the stream soon. I got a trade journal. I talked about that yesterday, and I put in a few sprints of programming yesterday on it, and I got it to a point where I'm fucking pleased as punch with it right now. Actually, um, I love it. It's beautiful. The UI is beautiful, and the flow works perfectly for me. And I've been developing it in a way that someday I might even be able to release it to the Sierra Charts community to be able to use what I've learned and just my preferred style. You know, I've always wanted to journal my trades, but there's always something preventing me. For one thing, you know, all of the packages out there are $100 a month or more. Okay, and so that tells you that there's at least a market because there's probably like 4 or 5 or 6 professional trade journaling programs, and they all cost $100 a month or more, depending on how fancy they feel they are, you know. And so that's one roadblock. And then the second roadblock is that none of them actually work the way that I work. Um, and so like you're constantly having to like shoehorn your stuff into these fucking apps that are charging you through the nose, and you know they don't work natively with Sierra charts, where you have to like take your Sierra charts, save your trade journals out of Sierra charts, and then import them, and then you got to go through this import process, which I'm sure once you get it down is fine. But you know, like matching up all the fields to their fields and etc. And you know, Sierra Charts has something built in where they show you your stats and stuff. But I always felt like everything was just like lacking. You know, it wasn't how I wanted to work, and everybody knows journaling your trades is a pain in the ass. It's one of those things like if it's not perfect, you're not gonna do it, and if it's stupid, you're not gonna do it. Like, you know, like let's say you import your CSV into this fancy trade program, and then, you know, all your executions are all like mixed up, and they're not like grouping them together. You're copy trading 3 accounts, and it says that you have you had 16 trades instead of 8 or something like that. You know, it's just like there's just nonstop problems, and that's you know, that's not what that's not how I like to live. If there's something that's a pain in the ass, I will do everything in my power to do it some other way. And so I started developing my own trade journal that works automatically in the way that I want it to. And if I'm copy trading 3 accounts, it registers as one trade. It groups them together by how you have Sierra Charts set up. It pulls all the data automatically directly from Sierra Charts using a study, and dumps all of your trade information as it occurs into a JSON file, which my journal reads, and then presents all that information to me in a very methodical workflow as I go through the journal. You know, I load up my journal, and it's got my trades listed there, and it reads through all the files, and then when you're done processing them, it'll delete the files, and then those are processed, and it goes to a database. And you know, I'm gonna be working through that journal process and getting even more stuff done automatically. Like there's a method in Sierra Charts ASO, which is the programming language that Sierra Charts uses. It's a proprietary programming language based off of C++. And they have methods that will actually take a screenshot of your chart, and so I'm going to build it in there when it's tracking my trading, to take a screenshot of the chart with my position line on it and everything. So like it's going to go right into the journal automatically. It's everything humanly possible is going to be done automatically for me, and that is going to be that's obviously going to be a benefit when I'm trying to journal my trades, because it's a pain in the ass if it's not that way. And when things don't show up the way that you think of things, you're like, what is good? What is this even good up for? Like, oh, I gotta spend a half an hour fixing my data every time I'm before I even start to journal. That's not what I want at all. And I've tried a million times. Believe me, I've had text files and directories and, full of data about trades, and taking a screenshot. You get a hair across your ass one day, and you're like, I'm gonna start trade journaling, and so you start a folder, you put some screenshots in there, and then you're like, oh, this screenshot's so ugly. Every screenshot looks different. I'm annotating on this screenshot, not on this one. It's just a mess. Just a mess. So in this case, I'm creating something beautiful that I'm gonna use, and I'm excited about it. I'm really excited. Can't wait to show you. Look at the journal. I want to journal this trade right now, but I like looking at the screen so much that I don't want to journal it yet. The only motivation I have is to look at the next screen, which is also beautiful. So this is a butter knife pattern. You have a well of pain that's started, and then a straight shot back up. And normally you don't see such big butter knife patterns, but in this case, this is a butter knife pattern. As you can see, it's a non-serrated edge and a straight edge on the other side of the knife, if that makes any sense. God, it feels good to have a $400 trade on a Friday. And I am very thankful that the market did not choose to harm me this morning. It was very close. I think I would have been all right, but I really do need this period of time right now to just kind of work for me. What I believe about the universe, and what I think about the phase of my life that is occurring right now, I feel like I'm going to be treated all right, and that's just another feather in that cap. That I'm feeling like it's going to be all right. And 42 seconds in 2 days worth of execution, and that's what it is. It's execution. It's like gathering the confidence that you are an elite pattern recognizer who trades on instinct and feel. Is a hard thing to get across your mind, because there's people out there, social media or whatever, and filling your head up with checklists and my entry. When the 9 turns up and the ATR is between 14 and 18, and the long-term EMAs are pointed up, et cetera, et cetera. There's just, everybody's got their entry system. It's a checklist, and they're checking their boxes. Is it safe to enter? Everybody's got their little edge thing, and you read about all these people and what they do, and then you're a trader that looks at the market and says, "I think it's going to go down." You don't watch volume. You don't watch, any indicators. I have statistical levels that are automatically created for me, and I look at how the market is behaving around those points of interest, and then I wait for an advantageous looking setup as far as like how the candles are behaving. In this case, there was a huge push up, and then it stopped and turned back, and then tried to break that high. And I was like, okay, I'll short it, because I've seen that play out 50 million times. Okay, but the problem is that it's hard to trust yourself, and that's really what this process is about. And thankfully, the second time in 2 days, I've been proven right, and I have a very high win rate, and I have always had a very high win rate. In fact, it's been that way for some time, and the missing piece to it all is one, trusting it, because if I was probably 5 seconds, if I was 5 seconds late on that entry. No, not 5 seconds, because it did go for my stop. But, if I was 15 seconds late, because my trade took 26 seconds. So if I was 15 seconds late on pushing the button, it could have been different. It could have been different. Because the move would have already happened, and then I would have been selling short on the very bottom of that, and it kept going. It's just that, like, pulling the trigger in these crazy moments where the market is going insane, and you've seen these patterns 50 million times. You have to trust yourself, and I've become quite an elite pattern recognizer, and it's time to start realizing that. Leave everybody else to their checklists and indicators, and I'll just watch what price does and react to it. But anyways, the missing piece to this is being able to follow your rules, and also not break them, and have a tight risk management, because the reason why I have those 35-point stops before is because of these situations where you enter and the market literally, it gets a quarter point from your stop, and that was so hard to watch. It was so difficult. I wanted to do all the things. I wanted to move my stop. I wanted to cut it. I want, in a matter of seconds. It was less than 30 seconds, the whole thing from beginning to end. And I went through all the emotions, and resigned myself to my fate, really, at a certain point. And I think it was right around the time where I exclaimed, "Fuck!" But what a rush when you follow your rules. It's just as much as of a rush than it is when you're gambling with 15 contracts with a 35-point stop, and you make $1,000 in a shot. It's just as much of a rush, because you're not thanking the gods, you're thanking yourself, because you did it, and your pattern recognition accomplished that, and your risk management accomplished that, and your discipline accomplished that. That means a lot more to me than getting lucky, and more important to my overall growth and anybody's growth. When you can rely on yourself, you don't need no man. It's going to be great. Okay. So we got an hour left on the stream. I'm going to cut it at 10 for sure. I've been waxing pretty much for half an hour now. So let's get back to the market. They got a pogo stick up there, kind of hitting the wall at below 25,000. Doesn't even look like a real breakout structure just yet. It just kind of looks, got some robo wicks up here, some robo longs, which is good to see, because I think I'm used to seeing so many times the robo wicks are red robo wicks, and in this case they're green. So you know what the market has been doing. It's been going up for 7 months now, and you see a lot of red robo wicks. Well, we're starting to see some green robo wicks here, and maybe that spells a certain doom for the market. But they're just ranging up here at the top, and it's fast. It's a fast market too, faster than I really like to trade. An environment that's too fast to trade, and I knew that from the get-go. Still entered, but it was dicey, and the reason why is because it's too fast. There's too much volume. There's too many people entering in. There's a stop of 11.75. I mean, that's crazy, I think. That small of a stop in this fast of a market is just asking for trouble. But when you're not me. All right, so we're on top of bullish liquidity right now. This is where they've kind of made their mark in the sand at 24,900. The market is still flipped, so the shorts are slowly creeping their way back up. They're at 24,780, and now they've lost that reclaim of the SSL. So it's very interesting in the fact that we had that well of pain. The bulls were just hanging out up there at 25,000. The two met, the underwater bulls and the new bulls met at ultimately at 24,900, and now we're below. Okay, so we're in the range, but we're in the range between the two liquidity points in a contango market. I can only assume that it's going down from here, even though the 5-minute looks like it's trying to hold support on these long-term inflection points of interest, which is the 105, but I think it's going to dump. And if you look at how big that push is, imagine how big the bearish push is going to be if this fails. which I really could dig. I mean, we're going to be below, we're going to be down here in very short order if this fails. We have robo wicks up top. The robo wicks are like right in this area of the market. You can't see them on the 5 minute, but they're there. It's ready to go. Just need to kick it off. I'd be shorting the 820 right now. 50-point move in the next few bars. If they can't hold this level, which I'm not even sure what they're trying to hold, but they're definitely trying to bring it up over 24,900. And if they get to the 20s, 920s, well, that's all right. But I'd rather it. Oh, we're starting to get a whippoorwill. I got 2 contracts loaded up if I decide to take another one. It's not really a whippoorwill anymore. It had the capability to be, but the green candles kind of slowed down, and now it doesn't really look like one anymore. Short. And they're blowing the top off the moving or the linear regression. Let's see, what are we looking at here? This is a wick on the. Yeah, look at this. They made a range candle right here. So we got a range from 867 to 971. We're right there. So we just held the bottom of the range, and now we're going to take a look at the top of the range. So we'll see what happens. Just pretend that there's the end of this range candle here is the top of the range. So if they bring this over that wick, you know, that's kind of a breakout, and then they would have to come back up and touch the top of it all the way into here. This wick, this red wick, will be future support if they bring the market up, but they have to get over that wick to the left here, right, from 10 minutes ago, it looks like. Yeah, linear regression's pushed up now. Really volatile, weak structure. We could see swings from both sides. This is not a market to enter in with a 12-point stop. Period. The linear regression channels are like blown out. They look like my ex-wife's. No, never mind. Anyways, they're very wide. Normally, like in a trend, they're very tight, and when they're very wide, that just means that volatility is very high. So you have to be careful with your shorts or your stops, especially if they're tight, like mine are. Tight, baby. You can see whirlwills all over. There's one right here. It's a little teeny tiny one that didn't really get to full whirlwill status. Here's one. There's one. beautiful whippoorwill there. You know, we'll think about that, and I really love to bring the short-term chart back, especially with my new set of levels, and you know, it looks really nice. It's not as crazy as it used to be. It's basically just a channel with a average in the middle, and then there's the good old orange and blue lines, and then I watch a linear regression channel for volatility purposes and for like a in the moment trend line. And we'll see. It's this is not a whippoorwill. It's it could have been. It could have been, but it's not. It's like there's just beautiful space right in this area of the chart to put the short term chart, but I have to come up with a way to do it that's easier to manage, because I remember when I had it before, I was constantly like having to adjust things, and it looked ugly because the scaling was all fucking stupid looking. I wish there might be a way. I'm pretty sure that there's a way to watch another chart on your chart. So like you can do it in Sierra charts where they would put a different time frame on the same chart. I think Trades by Matt has something set up like that, if I remember correctly, because he's one of the few people that I even know about that. This is looking dumpy, by the way. The linear regression is volatile, but it is in a configuration where it normally dumps out of. And we have a barcode. You can see it on the 5-minute, but it's even more pronounced in a shorter portion of that, right in the middle of these candles. It's basically just chopping back and forth on the short-term chart. But anyways, he's one of the few YouTubers that I've seen that uses Sierra charts. I think he has some guy that it's like SierraChartsSetup.com or something like that. He's a business where he sells charts that you can that are pre-set up, and you can just purchase them and download the charts and put them into your Sierra charts. So I think that's what Trades by Matt uses. I've never done any of that kind of stuff. I always set my own charts up. Back to the point where if I'm going to set up a new chart for whatever purposes, I copy the chart that I always use and duplicate it to another chart book or the same chart book, and then strip out everything I don't need on it, and then start from that way. Because every time if you click on file new chart or whatever, it opens it up in such a dumb way because the defaults haven't been set up in my case. So like they're those bar charts that are like what do they call them? This fucking crosshair out of the way. They are OHLC bars. Those ones that have like the line and then like a little dash for the high and the low or the close or whatever it is. I don't know. That's the way they're set up. normally, and then they don't have the session times correct, where, you know, I set my session up at 8:30 in the morning, is the AM session, and the evening session starts at 7 for me, and I use the evening session in Sierra charts, and if you don't have that set up, like, the bars are not going to be right. They still work, but you're going to have like holes in the data where the charts aren't rendering the data in a way that 99% of the world uses. They're going to be off, and so you're going to be taking entries on bars that aren't right. So, you know, everything is just set up the way that I like it on my charts, and so I duplicate my existing charts to start new ideas or whatever. If I need to see a chart in a different way, I just use the duplication. Got rid of the crosshair since it's kind of in the way. I'm not super keen on trading anymore today. Fridays, you know, it's like my worst day. As Catherine the Great always says, Capital Preservation Friday, and most of the time I'm like, oh yeah, that's capital preservation, and then I go in and fucking blow up 4 accounts or some shit. It's happened, you know, more times than I'd like to admit on a Friday, and today I'm feeling pretty thankful about a $400 Friday day. So, and I have a nice full day ahead of me of developing my trade journal. Which on Monday I'll probably be able to unveil to the world. I'm expecting to be done with it this weekend. I'm on sprint 3. If you're a developer, you might know what I'm talking about. But I've been through sprint 1, sprint 2, sprint 2A, sprint 2B, sprint 2C, sprint 2D, and now I'm on sprint 3. And I have 14 sprints planned for my trade journal, so it's gonna be a good weekend. I'd expect another run at these wicks at the top before it dumps, but it is still very volatile, and we've been ranging since 8, almost 9, 850. Which you would expect, since there's a bunch of range candles in here. There's actually this is the first range. Actually, every one of these has been a range candle. So we have this massive push, okay, and that ends right around just eyeballing at 820. And then every single candle since then has been a range candle. I'm just pointing it out. You know, this one has been a range candle, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. This is probably the only non-rangy candle. So that should really, really tell you something about what's going on right now. That this is just a crazy bullish push, sure. But look where the range candle started. And then tell me that this is some kind of, you know, directional move. Sure. And they are taking a run at that wick, and surprisingly, it's gotten it's kind of broken out of the range with another range candle so far. I mean, they have to close this without any selling at the top. So far, so good. They got a minute and a half to close this. But if there's any wick on the top of it, you know, I know they're going to have to go back down. They're going to have to tap the middle of this or the top of this. Like I said, this red wick right here these series of wicks are going to have to support the market. So it's breaking out of the top, and then it's going to have to come back and test these wicks. Remember, resistance turns to support, and the linear regression channels are fucking wide. They are so wide. So could be back down to 920 in very short order. And if that happens, this thing is tanking because it's set up to go. This is short land up here. But they might just keep going. Let's see let's take a trip down the tubes. Throttle command is looking selling. He's looking sell. Let's see what level has he got up there. It's hard to see. It's fucking charts. I don't know. He's got a sell order up above the market somewhere. Can't really tell where, but somewhere above where price is. She's got a limit sell. Let's tiny up to jack shit today. That's crazy. Somebody's saying it's a slow market for NQ this morning. Oh, sure. Retard. Short after 10:30 high, somebody says. Are you in, girl? Somebody says. She's cool. Long or short, T-Money? Oh, somebody replied to the guy who said slow. Said slow? Question mark, question mark. NQ is almost up 400 points from the open. Yeah, I mean, what a retarded thing to say. It's almost as retarded as saying retarded with the wrong emphasis on the wrong syllable. FSP is trying to buy. Oh, he just pulled the trigger. He bought 82, and he's got another order at 79, which he just moved down to 50. Good luck to you, sir. Nutty Bar is looks like he's green. He's got 44 accounts he's trading, and he's up about $4 grand. Good for you. What else we got out there? Trading with loser. Skip him. Daniel Inskeep, I can't see shit on his thumbnail, but he looks fine. Patrick, man, he looks so weird these days. Every time I look at his stream, I'm like, what timeline am I on? Oh, cool. Runch Capital's in a fucking trade for once in his life. Let's check out his stream. He is long at 66. He's got 58 contracts at 66. Looking for 302. What the fuck? 25,302. Whoa. Oh, this is a replay. Fucking A. That fucking guy. He's just as bad as those fucking scam news channels. You look at his channel and you think he's trading, but he's got like these 24-hour live streams that just like replays the same his highlight video from the day. got suckered in on that. Desi Trades is not in a position, doesn't look like. Lumi Traders, nothing. Okay. Ooh, somebody to trade? No. Alright, well that was fun. So the opening range is open. Oh, where the fuck is Alpine at? Must have took the day off today. Oh, he ended the stream already. Oh, he's got a tea time. His day trading for 1 minute today with funded accounts, opening range trade, and then tea time. Let's see what he did. Traded for 51 minutes and 53 seconds. See if I can find any trades. He's trying to short. Oh, now he's trying to long. I can see his mind flip-flopping. He's trying to short that push up this morning, and he's got a sell order above a wick, and he's trying to drop a long. But is he fucking in? Oh man, what a tight stop that motherfucker rolls with. Oh, nice. Oh, he lost. Oh, ouch. He lost $1,600 in account. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 accounts he traded and lost 16,000 or 1,600 in 4 seconds. He was long after that push, pretty much the same place where I shorted, and lost. So that's 1,600 times 11, $17,000 loss. Ouch. That doesn't make for a very good day of golfing, I'll tell you that much. Let's see if he had any more trades. Looks like it. It's got another long. Let's see if he won that one. Oh, he only took it on one account. He's pissed. Could see it. Bought 24,898, looking for 24,923. He only did it on one of the accounts. He's underwater. DCA'd. This is 8:49. He's trading. See what's gonna happen. Change my pointer. 8:49. 8:50. He's long. 894. So this is right where he was long. So it looks like he won that trade. He DCA'd, but only on one of his accounts, so still currently underwater. But I think he probably got paid on that because of this push up to 983, and he's only looking for 923. Come on, Alpine. Oh, he just DCA'd a third time. He's down $2,000 on that trade. Come on, baby. Pop it. Back to break even from the downside. Still fucking with them. I don't remember this being so slow. Well, I guess it's only 8:51, so there it goes. He's in the green now, finally. Oh, he's trying to dump it. Come on, hold it. I know what's gonna happen, so. Go! Oh, he sold 2 already. Gay. And just, come on! Almost there. Just got out. So he's back to the green on one account. So he made like $1,900 on that long that he was underwater $3,000 on at one point. Jeez. Shit. This market is fucking tough, man. Alright, let's see if I can find another trade. Got another one at 956. He's looking for just a really tiny scalp. 953, looking for 955. Oh, he lost. He lost another 1,700 on one. Oh, he's long 4 at the top there, and he just got out. So another account back to break even. He's like doing one trade at a time, not copy trading anymore, but trading each one by themselves, trying to get them back to break even. And he's done it successfully twice. Let's see, what else are we doing? So he is short at 958 and cut it. Lost another $1,000 on that account. Shaking his head on the stream. Not a good day for Alpine. He's done. Those are all the trades he took today. Looks like a rough day. Tanya's still not in a trade. 0 Day J, he's not up. Let's see what Methodical Man's up to. Yeah, it does suck. He's still trying to sell. He's got that sell up. Now the market is right there, and he's trying to sell this this level basically, like just above it. So like 25, 23 area or something. For some reason. Who the fuck would try to pick the top? People are constantly trying to tell you never catch knives, blah blah blah. I am a short side specialist, I know enough not to short a pump like this, no matter what the fuck it looks like. But he's short now. He just got filled. The stop is at 98 or something. I can't fucking read it. I think it's 98. So he's right around break even right now. Oh, he cut it for profit. He's like a micro scalper, to be honest. He's just like, he looks for the tiniest moves. Just in this the top of this candle, he's already been short and took profit. So somebody's in this chat saying perfect. He said trend is your friend, son. It's trending pretty good right now. Like the linear regression is now not volatile. It's very tight. Um, for me to be bearish, it would have to fall out into this area down here. And the shorts are still underwater, but they were down here, and now they're up here, and it's contango because the bulls liquidity is over the short liquidity, so the market is backwards right now. Dang. Look at that move. I'm gonna expect a move into this range. Whether it's the top or the very middle of it, somewhere in this area, when this thing stops, that's where it's going. You would expect, unless this is just such a reversal. I'm hoping that Catherine's bags are looking a little bit better. Yeah, I saw Seoul was down 10% this morning, and now it's down 7.2. So seems like we're getting a little bit of a pop. So here's a range to the left, and if this was gonna act as liquidity, you would have expected it to stop at the 50% mark, but currently above it. There's another range up the top. Would love to see it bounce off the all-time high, maybe. That'd be cool. The old one, at least. Got the yesterday's opening range just right around there too, the low. And we did not touch it twice. We did test it once, but the market was so weak yesterday that we couldn't even test it a second time. So that could be what this is. All-time high directly in the middle of the opening range. Isn't that interesting on how all these levels just kind of fucking make sense? When you draw the right levels, it's immediately obvious. The old all-time high level is directly 50% of the opening range from yesterday. What does it mean? It means it's rigged. I'm an absolute murder bot, Huey. Stacking bags like a legend. Well, thanks, Huey. I appreciate that. So new liquidity is right there, and we're about an hour and 10 minutes from replacing that new liquidity with a new figure. So it's interesting. Usually they're like the same time. So if it's gonna new liquidity is like high above the market and the market is low, if it's gonna run, it'll kind of like go to the noon liquidity again almost at the exact same time. But we have an hour and 10 minutes from that, so take that for what it's worth. Super weak still. You know, like you say, oh my gosh, what a huge bullish push, but they got here on no structure, absolutely no structure. So, very violent reaction you could expect. If there's signs of rejection or whatever, it's probably gonna go for that opening range low, at least. Say a bearish liquidity void right around the all-time high level from October 8th. Let's look at the daily, see how this push has changed things. The daily looks like a green hammer right now. Hmm. You, what do you say? What does the daily remind me of? Hmm. Made a lower low, so there's that. The seventh was a red hammer, and the today's market blew that by. You see that? You see what I was talking about? The shorts like dried up there, and they got trapped. Well, that is the level around about, you know, exactly is 709.25. So it's almost directly right on this 9 a.m. figure is the hammer from the bottom of the hammer from November 7th. And so this is the action below that. And so this is the lower low, if you will, on the daily. And they have, yeah, this is the 50% is the 50% of the candle from yesterday. This, the candle on the daily, it's a big red, massive push down. And exactly the 50% of that red push is the old all-time high, 50% of the opening range. It all just lines up perfectly. So to remain bullish, in my opinion, it's got to close above 400. And it's a long day today. Like we're only at 10 o'clock. So there's quite a few more hours, and we could clearly dump off from here. But you know, bulls have a lot more work to do, and the bears have been running the show for a few days now. And we're still upside down liquidity wise. In fact, the gap is getting wider again. The shorts have kind of stopped at 900, 24,900. That's where the trapped shorts are. So right in the middle of this range. So you would expect. So this is kind of what the bulls are hoping, is that the shorts are stuck here now, and we're talking massive liquidity. And if you think it's the parasites that are stuck, if they are, the market's going down because the parasites have stopped selling, and they're just waiting for the market to come back down. Okay, but if it's a bunch of retail stuck liquidity, then when it comes back down, all the retails are going to dump off and it's going to bounce. So it should tell us a lot. This 50%, that range that it just broke out of, when it comes back down there, it should tell us a lot about the overall structure. If it rips down from 24,900, the bears are definitely in control. That means the institutions are there. And they're just waiting to be paid. $529 on 529 day. This is dumpy, by the way. It's looking. Finally, we have the linear regression that is now volatile again, and it's not that tight trend thing. And this is what you normally see at the tops of trends. We'll see what's up. And we have a top manipulation too. This is the level that the manipulation, if it's going to continue, it's going to continue from here. 25,100. Everything's still pointed up. The bulls bounced it off of the trend continuation spot. The manipulation would reverse from and continue. But this is also, the opening of a maw. So like we're right on the abyss. The bulls, it could go either way at this point. But this is the level where it could go either way. Probably take a long, but just for a scalp, I wouldn't expect it to continue from here. Could. Just more looking for like a 40s touch. Coffee is over. Methodical man just went long on a stop. Just realized the stream is still going. He's looking for 149. A little late there, Methodical. Not a. I mean, I don't see it. I think I don't see 50, but maybe. I wouldn't pin my hopes on it. You got out? Nope. 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 You got it. So they're pushing the aggression up. So it is. Looks like it might be continuing, but it's definitely trying to break out at this level. So this is if they get over this orange line on the 5 chart, it's kind of like kind of a continuation. If it loses 100, going to be ripping back down to the center of that range. And the looks of this push, those 5-minute candles are so big that you would probably consider it to keep going up. We do have those levels in the middle of yesterday's range that is probably like a target, but it's hard to believe that it would get there in one shot, because it's basically been ripping up since open. So anyways, time to go. Appreciate you hanging out with me this morning. Good luck on your Friday. Have a happy weekend, and we'll see you Monday morning. Peace out. Thank you, Catherine. See ya.